That's how you do it. Yeah? 3, 2, 1, go. That's how you do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome, everybody. Come on. It's that time of the month again. I've had to squeeze into my suit again. Yeah. I need a new wardrobe. Yeah, shrinking. It's going to be a pretty quick one today because we've only got 3 certificates to give away, and that's a testament to you guys because we've got a solid house at the minute. We've got no newcomers coming in. So that's a good thing. So I'll start with my mate Kyle. Barnsley's finest. Yeah. It took us 3 attempts to get him to this. I did 3 attempts, is it? Yeah, 3 attempts. And I know I didn't take you through steps, but I'm giving you the certificate for obvious reasons. Yeah. But I've watched you closely. Well, not that close. Yeah. I like to keep an eye on Barnsley lads. Yeah. Because you can't be trusted. But from what I've seen, you're totally different this time. You've come twice before, lasted half an hour before you've left, and you're actually a pleasant guy to be around. I've run to you you don't hear your name get mentioned once in office. You know what I mean? You're a nice guy. You're a good laugh. You pay your money for your book money. Late, been paid. Yeah. So can we get a certificate, brother? Yeah. Go to the camera. Go to the camera. But before you go into your big speech, somebody's got a book for you. Is it paid for? Yeah.
From time. Alright, bro. It's been a pleasure, Kai, from when you come in, seeing how you've grown and you know as you're going steps, bro. And I think I speak for each and every one of us in the house, man. We're all proud of you, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Cheers.
Bit scary up here, like it. No, like I say, 3rd time lucky in it. For seems a bit tradition with Barnsley lads, like, but you know. Well, you know, summers are not that good, are we, like? But no. I can't thank this place enough for what it's done for me, you know, fucking saved my life, you know what I mean? It's one of them. I like to thank each and every one of your staff, boys, and you know, kept me going, you know, and come across some obstacles, don't you, that's here to test you, don't they? Do you know what I mean? It's just making me stronger as a person, and I'm absolutely enjoying my life. I want to thank my family and all, just for keeping me here and getting me through and doing what I needed to do. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll just leave it there, short and sweet.
The itinerary. Yeah. When you press this record on there, I totally forget what I'm saying. For some reason. But the itinerary is we've got 3 certificates now, 2. We've got a 3-year chip to give out. We've got a 2-year chip to give out. And I think we've got goals equivalent to Shakespeare doing a poem. Gilbert Dyke's finest. Yeah. So we'll start with next certificate. Matty, come on. This is your first one, isn't it?
Yeah, my first one, yeah. Well, I got give this lad. I wasn't meant to have him at first. I was meant to have Jack, but he didn't come in, thank fuck. So I ended up with Josh. I think that were a bit of an higher power moment there, like. But yeah, Josh. It got good to me. Like I said, this is my first sponsee where I've took through steps, and I've loved every minute on it. It's step work. He come to me, we got to work straight away, and he knew straight away that he was powerless. Similar drug taking to mine, similarly from the same village next door, really. He's from Common, I'm from Brigg. But it's pretty similar, so like I said, it got good to me, and I could tell straight away how much he wanted it. Really emotional. Could tell from day one that he was going to stay for the long run and get down to. So like I said, we got down to work, and it's step 4 in this 5 of fucking brilliant, and his step 10s were really good. Fetches me his journal now every week, and we go through his journal. Rings me when he's ever got any problems. He don't sit on things and let things bother him. Had a few outside issues where he's dealt with really well, and it was a pleasure, mate. I treat him like he's one of my own. He's like my own family. So come and get your certificate, mate. Nice one, mate. Thank you.
Who's got a book for him?
I have been.
Barnes a day.
Yeah, I just want to say a big well done to him, mate. Like, he came in, he was a bit like nervous like me, but he came in and he smashed his like steps, and I was, yeah, like, I'm really proud of him. So, well done, Josh, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Very proud.
Fucking nerve-wracking this, like, innit? If I stutter, I'm sorry, like. No, this has been one of the best achievements in my life. I've never completed anything in my life. I've always had near enough my arse wiped for me, and I'm not, as everybody knows, I'm not the smartest kid, but I do give everything 110%. Took me 45 fucking minutes to lift a tyre in garden. All other lads doing it, but I didn't give up. But this is one of the best achievements I've ever done in my life. It saved my life. I knew before I even got here, I believed in my upper power. I was praying every day that I wanted to come here. My grandma and granddad looking down on me, and they're proud of me. It means a lot, like, you know what I mean? I can't thank Matty enough. He's like a brother from another mother. He's helped me all the way through it, no matter what. I've got to say big thanks to every single one of you. You've fucking got me through everything. But thanks to you for yourself, Joe and Paul, for giving me the opportunity, and old Esky. And but yeah, and like Esky's did it twice, but a few others done it. But this is going to be I'm going to be on the one from Barnsley. Maybe you'll matter, but I'm going to do it number one time. First time, because
No doubt about it, mate.
because you know what, like, I couldn't accept it this one my life, but now I can accept it, and I've sat on it, meditated on it, fucking thought about it. I know this is life now, because I don't want to be sat down in that fucking shit place and ruining my life chasing money and fucking asking everybody else for money and panicking. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody. It means a lot.
Listen, brother, that's fucking logged, that. That's right, I'm going to remember that. Old Esky. Ah, good idea, that, Jim. Oh, Keith. Come on, Keith. In for a treat.
Right, I don't think you're old, Dave. I just think you're a cunt, mate. you can't kick me out, though.
What you forget is I've got people in flats.
Don't tell him that. Right. You would know, wouldn't you? You would. Yeah. Right. So, there were two reasons I wanted to take this gentleman through steps. The first one, and the most important, was that I thought my recovery would be something he could identify with and it would carry a good message. And the second reason was that he's a man of many words, much like myself, maybe a few more than myself.
And the third reason is nobody else wanted it.
I wanted you. Andrew, with me, you're wanted. Yeah? Of course. Right? I asked for you specifically. Right? So I sat him down in office, and we had a little, well, I'll call it a little chat. It went on for about an hour and a half. No, but it were a good one. And I read this little bit to him. It said how it works. And this is where the identification came. So, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault, they seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. This was mine and your bit now, what I'm going to read. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. So much like yourself, Andy, I come in, as you know, I were absolutely tapped, wasn't I, with my ADHD. Well, sure, Dave. It's not about you, mate, this. Right. So, yeah, but you're not on any medication at the minute. And neither was I when I went through the programme. And I managed to grasp it. And that was where the identification came. So I gave, obviously, we went through some step work with you, and we got to step 4, you know, and it's the longest inventory I've ever done. I think there were about 20-something pages, like more nearing 30 pages worth of resentments, fears and harms and sexual harms. And I thought, Christ, this is going to take a long time. But it didn't. You were really focused. With all your step work, you might talk a lot when, you know, mess about a lot, but when it comes down to step work, you really knuckled down. And you've been an absolute pleasure to take through the work, Andy, and I hope our work together all long may continue. Come and get your certificate, mate.
I believe someone's got a book for you, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you,
brother.
mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well done, pal.
Nice one. Cheers, mate.
Well, you came in fast. You spoke fast. You did your steps fast. Don't fuck off fast. Well done, mate.
It's a bit weird, it's been stuff here, isn't it? Finally got the attention. No, I don't want it. Thanks to my agent and my agents. It's I'm out there. I just couldn't stop using, you know, and life was miserable until I finally gave in with my self-will, and it says any life run on self-will can hardly be a success, and that was definitely the case for me. Misery for everyone all around, you know. Weren't able to be responsible, be an adult, you know, look after anything or anyone, including myself. I weren't even able to like wash, shower, you know, all of the basic things we take for granted today. It's been beautiful to get to come here. I knew it was on the cards, but I just kept denying myself to myself. And that commitment of ringing up every day stood me in good stead. I formed relationships with people in this room long before, but new ones as well. It's funny how it works, because I remember when Jacob came in and I'd come in visiting or whatever, and it's funny how it works, isn't it? I've been out broken and then it's kind of worked again, and to have someone as a sponsor that's on the same page as me, you know, on many fronts, is exactly what I've needed, you know, and wanted. And it's not just you, Jacob, but all the staff have been amazing. A credit to Reflections and Joe and Paul and family for keeping this place going. You know, because I'll be on Skid Row.
Okay, you have your moment, Dom. So what are you thinking?
I was gonna, but he's called himself out anyway, so that's it. Just thank you. Yeah, I've been busy in my mind and finally getting the heart which is a lot better when I practice the program, you know. Just say thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Beautiful, Andy. Beautiful. Now we're doing clean time now, right? Yeah?
We've got big ones happening first.
Yeah, we've got some big ones first, yeah, but have you got your sick beats done?
Yes.
Yes? Are they relevant?
Current affairs.
Current affairs. Yeah. So if you've been up to no good, you're going to get mentioned in these.
Passive aggressive, Joe.
Oh. Passive aggressive. Well, first one. Yeah, I'll give him this one. I know it was Simon that took you through the steps while you were here, but he's not here today. And he only comes in on Wednesdays and we do these on Fridays. Right, so I've not really planned anything to do, James, so I'm just going to tell everybody the same story I tell it every year. That I hated you when I first met you. Yeah. And this is well known, this is not, you're not hearing this for the first time, are you? It's not. I was just finding my feet when you came here as a resident, and you kept coming in the office and telling me how to do my job. and that was extremely annoying. Yeah. And that's the only reason. It's a bit strong. Yeah, I just disliked you.
Nicely over there.
Yeah. I was brand new, really. And I got this weirdo coming in telling me how to do my job every 2 minutes. I know you celebrated this while you were in Norway last week, didn't you? That was your 3 years, wasn't it? Yeah. But listen, mate, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. You sponsor a lot of people here. You do a lot of work with people, and if they've got you as a sponsor, I don't have to worry about them. I know that you're telling them exactly how it is, just like I do. You know what I mean? You're a bit raw sometimes, me, but you're a bit more comforting. So come and get your chip, brother. Come and get your chip. And thank you to Ben for reminding me.
Yeah. I thought we was friends, Ben. I took you away. No, I should have left you there. It was a plan to do that. 3 years. Yeah, it's amazing for me to be here. You know, I never ever thought I'd make it out of active addiction alive. You know, I was in a desperate state 3 years ago, broken, battered, beaten, and just spat out in every direction from the disease of my addiction. And I came to a point where I was contemplating ending my own life, you know, because I couldn't see any other way out. Luckily, at that time, I had a thought to ring up the main man, old Esker. and say to him, listen, I'm ready. You know, I'm ready. You know, because I'd been here before, and like I said, the first time I was here, I was full of anger, I was full of hurt, I was full of hatred, and I was just full of pain, just pure pain. And I wanted to take that out on everybody else. You know, I was hurting, so everyone around me needed to hurt as well. And ultimately, it took me back out there. You know, and like I say, I went back out there for 9 months, and it took me to deeper desperation, filled me up with more anguish, more pain, you know. And then when I came back and I just threw myself into the steps, you know, because for me, I had always seen treatment centres as that was going to get me clean. But when I came back this time, I knew in my heart the treatment centre wasn't going to get me clean. It was the steps that was going to do it. And I applied myself to doing the steps one by one. I had to look at everything different. You know, and eventually I started letting go of that pain, which wasn't easy for me. You know, I started letting go of all the hurt and the anguish and the despair, all the trauma of my past. I started to work my way through that, which was painful at times, but I knew there was no other option. You know, and slowly I started to get a little bit of a calmer heart. I started to think more clearly, you know, and I started to progress. And lucky for me, it worked. and I'm still here 3 years later, you know, living my best life. As Eski said, I've been away on numerous occasions. I've now got my own flat, I've got access to my kids, you know what I mean, I see my grandson, you know, and I'm living the best life I've ever had. People say I want to come into recovery to rebuild my life. I didn't come into recovery to rebuild my life. I just came to build a life because I didn't know any other way. You know, and luckily, you know, I'm here and I see myself as that living miracle that we all are, you know, and I hope to see all of you get your 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. But it takes work, you know, and yeah, I'll just leave it there, guys. Thank you.
Beautiful, James. Beautiful. Yeah. Show you a chip to give out now, and I think. Yeah, Sid, you're going to give Darren it, yeah. I nearly got it wrong way around. There you go, Sid.
Sorry, old Eski. Right. I love seeing people come here and changing their lives around and just watching them all. And I often think about, I wonder what they was like in addiction. But with Darren, I don't have to wonder what he was like in addiction because I lived it through him. I remember exactly how he was in addiction. He's always been a great guy. He's always been a good laugh. He's always been funny. But he was an alcoholic and a junkie. But he was a good one. And then when he come here, he'll tell you himself, he was fucked. He couldn't hardly speak. He was blowing up from the booze. He was on death's door. And just seeing him change, out of all of us, out of me, Sean, Daz and Bunny, I think Daz has changed the most. He's not the same person he was. Watching him going out his way, helping people and sponsoring people and just living for recovery and getting people clean. It's a great thing to see. And I've absolutely loved spending the last 2 years with him, having a laugh with him and just hanging around with him. He even lends money out nowadays. If I'd have knocked on his door in the madness and asked to borrow 20 quid, I'd have been laughed at. And yeah, it's great. I've got nothing but love for him and I can't wait to see what kind of things he does in his future. Come and get your chip, Dad.
Cheers, Dave. I did spend half hour last night writing something down, but what does Daz do best? Forget it. So I've had to just jot some bulletin points down. Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, I've got to stay humble now. This isn't about me no more. It's about you new lads. So 2 years, yeah, it's absolutely massive. You know, I'm 53. I came into recovery at 51. I was an alcoholic, started drinking at 9. I was an alcoholic for over 40 years and I was a drug addict for 35, 37 years or something. You know, I've done hospital detoxes, I've done jails and Borstals and, you know, tried every other kind of recovery and none worked. None, you know. I had a drug and alcohol worker for 27 years and we just couldn't find a way out. So 2 weeks, 2 years and 1 week ago, I went to detox. We got some funding together. We key worker in the end, got some funding together, and I went to Doncaster Detox. And I had to come off my methadone. I'd been on my methadone for 27 years. You know, I was an heroin addict, IV user, I was a crackhead, tablets. And I was proper alcoholic. Like Sid just said, I was blown up. I was about 22 stone. Couldn't speak. I lost all my voice box through smoking crack and smack and drinking vodkas and supers. Yeah, and I was in there for nearly a month, and it was you know, it was an hard time. My mental health and my liver and kidneys and everything was sorry, it was absolutely knackered. You know, I was broke. I think all I went into detox with was my heart. You know, my heart was still beating. I was still alive. how, I don't know, you know, after all them years of madness and chaos, and I should have been dead 20 years ago. You know, I should have been dead 20 years ago, but I pulled through detox, and I went to rehab for 3 months, 3.5 months in Derby. Then I came here, and I did my steps. I did them pretty quick. I did 1, 2 and 3 out there with Bunny, and then I got here and I did the rest with Lee Sunderland's. And, you know, I've just, first time ever been sober in my life, you know, and I can't even talk about a sobriety date out there because I was never sober. I was never clean off drugs or methadone. So, yeah, it's massive being 2 years, you know. It's massive being alive because at the end of the day, this is life or death. So I've wrote here achievements, what I've achieved in the last 2 years. I've achieved more in 2 years than I have in 51 years before I came into recovery. You know, I've done 5 college courses, got a bank account now. I never had no money to put in a bank. I've never had a bank account. Got a passport, and 2 months ago, you know, I started driving at 14 years old. I've drug drove all my life, and I passed my driving test 2 months ago. You know, and this year, you know, and as you all know, you know, my old man's poorly. He's 80 years old, he's got dementia, he's at end of life, keeps bouncing back, you know, and he's been doing this since I went to detox and he went in hospital in care homes. You know, so it don't matter, life turns up, you know, life turns up sometimes, but we don't have to drink or drug on it. You know, putting the drink and drugs down was the easy part, to be fair. The hard part was working on myself, you know, understanding myself and that. So yeah, I've achieved quite a lot in just 2 years. I wrote thank you. I want to say thank you to Reflections, you know. It saved my life, because if I never came here, because when I come out of that other rehab, I'd already done my assessment and that, Dave and Sean. And then when I come out, I said, I don't need another rehab. Sean said, no, you don't need another rehab, but you need a programme. So I thought, I'll come. And I did, and you know, it was the best thing. And just saved my life. It saved my brother's, you know, it saved Sean's life. It saved Sid's life. I was in the madness with him for 30 years, you know, in addiction and that, 30 odd years. So we saved some good, you know, some good friends. And I always try to remember to say this, you know, me and Sean was talking the other week, and within 15 minutes we'd counted 40 friends from Grimsby that have died through alcoholism, mental health or drug addiction. You know, 40 people, and then this year alone I think we've had about 6 already died through drugs and alcohol. So it's just a stark reminder why we're all here. You know, we're not just here to stay sober, we're here to stay alive. So yeah, I just want to thank Reflections, Dave and Ryan, Lee, good to see you there, mate. You know, Joe, therapy, you know, let's just say an event happened to me when I was 9 years old. You know, I've never had therapy in my life, and I've seen a lot of trauma through addiction. You know, I've found some dead mates, and you know, I won't go deep into it. But yeah, I've had 10 month therapy with Joe, and it's been unbelievable. You know, there's always something blocking me from my higher power, or I couldn't get a conscious contact with it. And I've only started opening up the last 8 weeks to Joe about, you know, my life in the madness, and she's got it all out of me, and now I feel free, feel unbelievable. So thanks ever so much. Got to mention this guy because I won't be, you know, Pete, my sponsor. You know, most of you know him. I got him 19 months ago, and you know, he keeps me on my toes. I think, like James has just said, you know, we've got to put the work in, we've got to put the action in, because without that, we don't get out of this. We only get out of this what we put in. So yeah, big thank you to Pete, and last of all, Paul. You know, Paul for doing what he does here. It's unbelievable, and just saved mine, Sean's and Sid's and Roy's life. You know, it's saving all yours and the lads past and present who's been here before. So yeah, carry on doing what you're doing, lads. Well done on your certificates, and I'll leave it there.
very touching speeches there, weren't they, Davey? I think for you, Daz, where are you? Lost you. Oh, you're there in front of me. 51 when you came into recovery.
Yeah.
It's a long time at Madness, that, innit?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work to put in, so. And these Grimsby lads, they always look like an advert for Football Factory with new trainers and coats, and I love it. And that was very touching ends, because building a life, just any life, because when I were writing these sick beats last night and I was watching Clifford the Red Dog with Young'un, I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking, you know, life's so mundane at the minute, I might just stick my head in an air fryer. And I thought, 3-4 years ago, I'd have given me right on for this kind of life. I really would have, this normality, you know, so I'm grateful and how lucky we all are to be living a life now. So, anywho, while you're watching Clifford, I was making magic. So these are current affairs. So, do we all know how it works? Anybody know? Well, he'll catch up. Right. Get your fingers out, can't be clean time. If it's close to the event, remember, we haven't got another one for a month, so get up for the next man. Oh, one more thing. Danny Harriet has just finished another round of chemo on it, and I'm sure he'll be watching, so let's all say hi to Danny. Pan round for him. Top right! Keep going, Danny, mate, keep going. Right. Soldier Boy. Spelt a little bit funny. Right, anyway, we're ready. If it's not nailed down, it's in Dickie's room. 11 months clean from Sweet Ranger Boom. Keep coming back, come on. Let's not be glum. If there is no Mitchell, there is no meeting. 10 months clean, addiction you are beating. Yes, Ray! We're doing, Mitch. I don't do we at ya. Right, Scargle's eyes are red. This time it's not kept. 9 months clean, standards have been set. Yes, good. K-Dot's going round, saying he beat me at darts. 8 months clean, he put me off with his farts. Nice one, Ryan. Well done. Like playing Pepe Le Pew. Greenwood tackles like a blind old lady. 7 months clean and his music taste is rather shady. Yes, Adam. Sorry for catching you there. Caught in the moment. This is from Shakespeare. Yeah. That's later, innit? Johnny May. Johnny May not. 6 months clean, Johnny's probably forgot. No more smoking crack in the Betfred shitter. 5 months clean, waistline's getting bigger. Well done, Paul. Well done. Well done, Carlito. Relevant to anybody, that, you know. There's many Betfreds. No more picking dimps off the floor. Clean for 4. Yes, Jamie. Well done, Rob. We're back in the room. Children, especially you. Let me down today, you. You'll find that out in a bit. No longer using your guitar to stash golden brown. 3 months clean and never a frown. Well done, Mark. Well done, mate. Is Dollar Bill Hill here?
No.
The rascal. Is he doing? Is he doing hoeing some turnips or something? Oh, very altruistic. Dollar Bill Hill. There's no candy teeth. 2 months clean. You can now chew on beef. Yes, Johnny boy. The drugs are no longer fun. Clean Fort won. Well done. Bingo. Well done, Jack Love. Well done, Jack. Right, if this is your first shindig, Dave, have you got your clean chip, your 24-hour, the most important one? Why, David? Yep. So if it's your first shindig, come on down, get your 24-hour. Well done. Yeah. Joe, what's it mean when somebody don't put both arms around you? It means something, doesn't it? You know, when you're hugging someone, does it mean get off? Oh, that's it. That means get off me, doesn't it?
It's also about safety, though, isn't it?
Is it?
It's about safety. Can't
Right.
let you in.
Oh. Do as if open, as if shut. For us pudding, we are in Poetry Corner. As we all know, they keep relapsing me poets, but I got a couple together and we did some good poems. One has stood up, haven't you? The other one, good job he went on song. I'll go over at Trenchers next month. Yeah?
Be ready for next month.
Yeah? Okay.
I offered to give him a film to get it.
Sounds very much, I know. Listen.
He didn't want to put me out.
No. What a guy. I'll do all for you. Yeah. Told me he forgot it, then dog ate it. You know what I mean? Mythical dog. Sounds a bit France 1940 to me, but yeah. Come on, Joe.
Morning, everyone. I think Ryan's got me up here to make his poetry look better and make me look like a primary school student doing this. But, yeah, so when you get 16 weeks at Reflections, they offer you like all different courses and things like that. One of them was creative writing with Ryan, so I spontaneously put my name down. And no, well, I wrote this in the first session, so it's pretty basic, like rhyming like cat and hat and things like that. But Ryan, he just left me to my own devices and didn't actually give me much instruction. So this is what happened. And I cringed reading it to them, so I'm cringing at myself now. But I guess growth comes doing stuff that makes you uncomfortable, doesn't it? So that's why I'm doing. That's why I'm doing it. Oh yeah, and there was meant to be a couple of us doing it. Now it's been out. It's been out. Now it's just me. Anyways, I'm procrastinating now. Right, if you're all ready. Made a big deal for now. Whilst we all... Let me start again. Whilst we are sat inside, the clock is still turning, but when we look inside, we may start learning that there's more to life than just working and earning. Besides, all it led to was gaining and yearning. Lack of sleep, tossing and turning. Years passed by, you stopped really caring. Years of drugs and a vision blaring. Wednesday group, thank you for sharing. Stop whilst you can, and the fire's still burning. Life does not wait, blink you might miss it. Spend it on drugs and you may just piss it. All up the wall, left cold with nothing at all, apart from your cock in your hand, and then your hand on your cock. Don't spunk your life into a sock. Thank you.
See, that were worth it, Joe. That stuff's dead.
Oh, have you not got one?
No.
I thought you said you've got one.
I've got loads, but I want to get you the stage.
Beautiful boys. Well done to everybody getting certificates and chips. Well done. See you all next month.